Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I'm actually headed to work. I was supposed to be off today. Baby, they've been calling my phone since 8:11 this morning. And I usually turn my ringer off at nighttime. Yes, I'm one of those people. But, girl, I left my ringer on, and that's what woke me up. It scared the shit out of me because my ringer was right beside my head on my bed. So anyways, girl, I told him I'll be there. Girl, guess what time it is? This is how trifling I am. Guess what time it is, bitch? It is 2:33 p.m. And they've been calling my phone since 8:11. Ow! Girl, talk about a nigga who don't give no fucks. Do you hear me? So anyways, girl, I went out last night. I was hungover this morning, child. You hear me? I ain't got time to worry about them folks. So y'all wanted to talk to y'all about this pastor. The pastor who kicked out the drag queen. That's what he called him. I just wanted to talk about that little situation for a minute. You know, before we get into that, let me just say this much. I really don't fuck with the church no more. I just don't. I'm not gonna lie. I go back and forth between, like, God, like, you know, is God real? Is there a God? You know. And one of the issues that I have a lot with church folk is you can't even sit down and have a conversation about religion or have questions without people being so fucking offended. Like, how dare you question that because I am and because I can? And if I don't understand some shit, bitch, I'm gonna ask some fucking questions. And if you are not equipped to answer these questions, then you just need to let me know. So you can get the fuck out of my face and I can get the fuck up out of yours, okay? So you know, I go back and forth on whether or not if I truly have a relationship with God, or, you know, is there a God? You know, I didn't necessarily grow up in the church. I became active in church when I was a teenager. I think around like 13, 14, I can't remember, but I was a teenager, and, you know, I was youth president. You know, everybody sung in the choir. You know, youth meetings on Wednesdays, Sunday school, you know, Sunday service. The only time I, you know, stopped going to church every Sunday was when I started to work. I got a job at a restaurant, and I was a dishwasher, and I will work on Sundays. Those are the days that I worked because, you know, I was in school, and like my grandmother and them wasn't gonna really just let me work like that during the school, you know. So if I went to work, it would probably like once or twice during the week, and it would be after, you know, after school, and I would go to work and come home for like 4 or 5 hours, you know. But anyways, so that's the only time I really kind of like stopped going to church every Sunday, and it became an issue because, you know, we were active in church. Once me and my sisters and brothers and cousins became active in church, like, we were active. And it even got to the point where we had these shirts made, and we would go to school, and we called ourselves No Limit Soldiers for Christ. Okay. We got that from Master P. We called ourselves No Limit Soldiers for Christ. And we would wear those t-shirts. We would all pick a day. We would wear our t-shirts to school. And baby, we would wear our t-shirts to school, and baby, we was proud. And then I graduated from high school, and then I moved to Houston, baby. And I ain't turned back. And then I started to realize, because honestly, I will say, I was having this conversation with this girl at work the other day, and she was asking me, we were talking about the pastor who put the drag queen out of church, and she was asking me, like, you know, did you have any issues, like, you know, in church? I was like, I honestly didn't. Like, I never felt uncomfortable in church. I don't even think they even preached about homosexuality in church. I don't remember. They probably did. I probably was at work, you know, that Sunday he preached. But I just don't remember them. I don't remember ever feeling uncomfortable in church, basically. Like, I just didn't feel uncomfortable. They didn't make me feel uncomfortable. Hold up, y'all. Okay, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Girl, he needs to come on. Okay, girl, I guess he's not coming back. So anyways, I just never felt uncomfortable in church. Like, no, like in church, like I just didn't feel uncomfortable in church, basically. So anyways, you know, my first lady is a white woman, you know. Yes, the pastor was black. My pastor was black. The first lady was white. She's probably one of the coolest white women you will ever fucking meet in life. Every time I see her, I bust out into tears. It's something about that lady. I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know. And I just think about, like, the stories she used to tell us when we would be, you know. Anyways, I don't feel like getting into all of that because I'll bust out crying on this phone. So anyways, I just wanted to give that little background about me in church. Oh, so when I moved to Houston, I feel like this is going to be a long-ass video. I'm going to probably break it up into 2 parts, okay, y'all? So when I moved to Houston, you know, I started to, and I was trying to find a church home, and you know what, fuck that, I'm saying names. I'm gonna say names. So it's this church in 3rd Ward called Lily Grove. And I remember me and my friends, we would go there. It was a cool church. It was a big church. You know, I'm used to small churches. I'm from a small ass town. So when I first moved to Houston, I saw these 2-story churches. I was like, what the fuck is going on? To this day, I don't like big churches. I would take a smaller church any day over a big church. I feel like those big churches be up to no fucking good. I feel like those pastors be up to no fucking good. How the fuck you riding around here in a motherfucking $200,000 car or $100,000 Mercedes? I don't know. And you got your congregation is waiting at the bus stop. Just don't make no sense to me. But anyways, like my church girl, the pastor, was driving a Ford Explorer, okay? And everybody else was too. So anyway, child. So I was looking for a church, and we were going to this church called Lily Grove. And I remember one day it was me, one of my best friends, Java, and my college roommate. We ended up being friends. It was her cousin, Zach. So we all go to church, and I still remember, y'all, we were in church, and the pastor at Lily Grove was talking, and I don't know how he got on this shit. All I remember is him saying, you know, because my mama didn't raise no sissy. My mama didn't raise no sissy. I was just like, my mama didn't raise no sissy. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm just like, okay. And I think we end up getting up and leaving. Like what the fuck? And I wasn't, at the time, I wasn't even out, okay? Well, I was trying, I was trying to act like I was straight, okay? They knew I was gay. I knew I was gay, but I wasn't gonna say I was gay. And even if they asked me, are you gay? No. And we looked at each other like, hold up, what? And I think we end up getting up and leaving. Like, okay, this is too much. And, I actually found a church that I like in 3rd Ward. I used to live in 3rd Ward, y'all, for like 5 years. And I found a church that I like, Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, right there on Scott Street. And, like, I liked the church. It was cool. Like, I didn't feel uncomfortable. Like, a lot of people from TSU, Texas Southern University, a lot of people from TSU will go to the church. But then it just kind of got, like, overwhelming because it was a big church. And, like, it got to the point where, like, they had to, like, it was basically, it's like they built this room. It was a room with a TV. Because the church, it would be so many people at church that everybody couldn't fit inside the church. So it was like basically kind of like a cafeteria, and they had like a big screen that people would watch the screen. They would watch service from that room. And I'm like, Che, you might as well stay your ass at home and just watch TV, just watch church on TV. So I'm like, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much for me. And if you didn't get there early enough, of course you wouldn't have a seat. And it's just kind of like, girl, you trying to go to church, ain't nowhere to sit, so you gotta go. So it just became too much for me. And then it's just like, when you're dealing with your own sexuality. And then I remember, I said I was gonna tell this story. I'm not gonna go deep into detail right now because it's gonna piss me off. One day I was at work. I used to work at this place called Ace Cash Express. A pastor and his wife and his daughter and his niece came into my job. My hands ashy? They might be. Let me put my hand down for y'all start talking about my ashy ass hand. So anyways, like, I just remember, I don't even feel like talking about that because I'm gonna get pissed off. They just came into my job one day on some fuck shit, and I remember at the time, one thing I tried to do, even though I probably wasn't the best at it, I always tried to I tried my hardest to, give masculinity, I tried my hardest not to act, effeminate. So if I had to bring my voice down a couple of notches while I was at work, like, I pretty much did that. So, like, the only people that, of course, read right through me were the people who were gay and the people who just knew, even the straight girls who were coming out and be like, hey. And I'll be like, hey. And I used to feel so uncomfortable because I knew what they were trying to say, like, hey, he one of the girls, and like the gay people, like, they just, like, I already automatically knew, like, hey sis, I need to cash my check. I need to put my money on my card. So anyways, I don't like to get into that story, but yeah, so that was one of the, I guess I have to tell a little bit for y'all to know what I'm talking about. So basically, the pastor, I was in there one day working, and the girl came in, and I think she was trying to do a MoneyGram or something, I forgot. And like I said, I don't remember me letting my guard down. I probably did. And so she was just basically like, oh, I'm about to get pissed off. I can feel it in my soul. I know I shouldn't have talked about this shit. So basically, she was like, do you, how did she say it? Basically, like, you can change. It was something like that. I can't remember her exact words. Like, basically, you can change. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm thinking, like, what is she talking about? And she was like, you can be delivered or you can be saved. It was something like that. And she was like, would you like for me to go get my father? And I almost felt like it was a setup. Like, I'm like, has she been in here before? And I probably was cutting up with a gay person, and the gay person probably said, was like, hey, like, I was thinking, like, how did this shit happen? And so she went to the car. She went back out, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is she talking about? You know, do you want to speak to my father? He's a pastor. So she leave out the store. She go out, and next thing I look up, it's her father, his wife, and his niece. And he was just like, you know, I'm about to get pissed off. So he was like, basically, you know, his niece used to be a lesbian. She was, you know, she had what did he call it? I forgot what he called it. Basically, like that spirit inside of her, and she's now been saved, and you know, I can change too, and you know, my pen. Oh, I'm about to get. Oh, well, I shouldn't even told y'all this. And basically, like, you know, you should be, you know, your grandmother, your mother, your parents are not, you know, proud of, you know, this. You're an embarrassment to them. I remember him saying that, like, I was an embarrassment to my family, and you know, and I started crying. Like, I just did not know what was going on, y'all. Like, I was so fucking confused. Like, I wasn't bothering nobody. I wasn't just cashing checks, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, and he's like, it's the reason why you're crying, because you know this is not right. You know, my niece has been saved. You can too. You know, the hurt that you're gonna put your family through, your grandmother, your mother, your aunts, you know. And I'm just like, the fuck. And they just sitting there, and you know, he had a business card. Oh, that girl fine than a motherfucker. He gave me his not a business card, but he gave me his card with his church address on it, and he was like, you know, this is the address to our church. You should come by. We can, you know, get that spirit out of you, and all types of shit, y'all. And you know, after that, like, my life kind of like just like, I had like a lot of really bad negative like thoughts in my head for the longest, and so I might as well go ahead and finish telling y'all the story. So, you know, I thought about killing myself, and I remember at the time, I just remember, like, when I finally came out to like one of my best friends, I was talking to her, and I was telling her, like, I had thought about killing myself before, and she was just crying and crying and crying. This was like after I came out, and I was just telling her, like, it just been hard, because, you know, I'm thinking like I'm running away. I'm thinking like me getting out of my small ass town and coming to Houston. Oh shit, excuse me, y'all. I'm thinking me. Who the fuck is this? This nigga is fine, y'all. That boy got too much ass. Anyways, so, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, me getting the fuck out of my small ass town and coming to Houston, I'm thinking like, this is gonna be a redo. My life is gonna be better. I'm gonna be in the city. You know, these motherfuckers got to be open, you know, got to be more open-minded than, you know, the people in the country. Even though, like I said, I didn't really have any issues in my church, but like in high school and middle school, those were the problems that I had. But, you know, I'm like, you know, this has to be so much better, you know. And it's just like, bitch, like, I come to Houston and y'all hoes worse than the people in my small ass town. So, you know, so after all that shit happened, you know, I thought about suicide, and I thought about killing myself, and, you know, it just was hard, because I couldn't understand, like, why why this pastor would be at my job, just hell, even if I was walking down the street. Why are you in here like telling me like I'm an embarrassment and I should be ashamed, and you know my family is ashamed of me, and my aunts and my uncles and my grandmother and my my mama, and the only reason why I'm crying is because I know that I'm that I'm an embarrassment, and I'm just like, ugh. So after all of that, like I was like, I'm just gonna kill myself because I don't have time for this shit. And so anyways, I didn't kill myself, clearly. But I've never really told anybody this story except for I don't even think I told my best friend. I just told her that I thought about killing myself, but I never really just got into like what was a breaking point of why those thoughts started to go through my head. But like, and that's why I really hate talking about gay issues because it just really like puts me in like a really like negative, like I'm ready to beat somebody's ass. So that like I really like don't like, it's certain, like I just don't really fuck with like this. Anytime I see like anything that has to do with gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, anything, like I just don't like. If I'm on the Shade Room or whatever, like I can't even click on it because I know the comments are gonna be so fucking negative and it's gonna piss me off. So yeah. So when I hear about this pastor, kicking this little boy out the church, not little boy, he was a grown man, kicking this man out the church, it does something to me. And I'm gonna make a part 2 video because I'm at work. And I really didn't think that I was gonna say all of what I just said. But yeah, so all these thoughts of suicide, and I'm already struggling. I'm already struggling with my sexuality as it is, and you not making it no better by bringing your black ass in here with your goddamn wife and your fucking daughter and your niece, by making me feel even worse than what I already feel. Like I'm already going through the struggles of being gay as it is, and then you bring your black ass in here and make me feel even worse than what I already feel. And all these thoughts are in my head because of your motherfucking ass. So that was one of the reasons. That was like one of the main reasons I kind of like fuck. I was like, fuck the church, fuck God, fuck religion, fuck all that shit. That shit is some bullshit. Y'all hoes walk around here, and even if you think that what you're saying is right, it's a way to deliver your message. To come to somebody and just be like, oh, you're an embarrassment, you should be ashamed, and you should do this. Like, bitch, how you really think that's like gonna make me believe in what you're saying? Ugh. It made me so fucking sick. So yeah, I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make a part 2 video about the pastor kicking the boy out of the church. I'm at work. It's 2:56. 2:56. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm probably gonna leave around like 10 because I need to. Anyways, so hey, that's it, y'all. I don't even know if I want to post this video now. So yeah. That was my thing with religion, God, and so let me go because this video is gonna be an hour and 45 minutes. Bye, y'all.